Good
Happy
morning.
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
I hope you guys had a good time, a good weekend, good holiday season, and now it's ready to get serious
That's it.
about our health and wellness.
Yes, absolutely.
How was your weekend?
Well, our weekend, of course, was good. You know, a little chilly. I mean, we spent most of our weekend indoors.
As you must, because it's like 7 degrees.
Right, so we didn't do a lot of wandering around this weekend.
No, we did not.
No.
We did not. How was your workout today?
Workout was good. Today I did chest and biceps and calves.
Oh, you did a lot today.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Did not do the cardio blitz because, as I told you, I think I'm going to try doing cardio in the afternoon.
Here at home?
Yeah, so we'll see how that works
You have to
out.
put it in your phone or it's never going to happen.
I know, isn't that sad?
So I did arms today, and then I did some core. So yeah, I had a pretty good workout. It was so cold in the gym, though.
It was cold.
It was 57 degrees. I looked at the
Yes.
thermostat. That's crazy.
Not fit for man or beast.
No, which is very cool for working out.
Yes.
What are you having for breakfast?
I am having seeds now.
You are having some seeds. You want some milk?
Oh. Thank you, love.
He's trying to pour seeds into a measuring cup that's tipping over.
Right. I'm having oatmeal, as I'm sure everybody is shocked to hear. And with that, I am having spirulina, hemp seeds, chia seeds.
Apparently, we've decided it's chia seeds now, not
Yes,
chai.
we've seen another documentary. They basically called it chia seeds, so that's what we're moving to. Amla, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, which we mentioned.
So
That's
yeah.
it, right? Spirulina?
Oh, blueberries and bananas.
Blueberries and bananas.
So that'll be good. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that I had bought seal-cut oats, but I hadn't figured out how to make them.
Mystery stuff.
I looked it up over the weekend. I looked it up, and what I found was that if I can put it and I can leave them overnight to soak, and then in the morning they're ready to eat. So today that's what I'm going to eat. They've been soaking. I don't know if I can show them to you. Not very well. They'll spill. But so I'm going to put all the same stuff in my oatmeal that he has in his, except I probably, rather than a banana, will put cranberries, dried cranberries.
Right.
So I had some yesterday and it was really good. So that may be my warm breakfast for the winter. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, nothing like a warm breakfast in the wintertime.
It's definitely good. As you can tell, I have birthday balloons.
Yes, it's her birthday today.
Today's my birthday.
Yeah.
Russ got me 2 chocolate chip cookies.
Yes.
Which is much better than having an entire cake in the house. So I will have 2 chocolate chip cookies for my birthday.
Right.
But more importantly, we wanted to talk to you guys today about how to get started on this lifestyle, because it is, the beginning of January, and this is the time where everybody starts, making the New Year's resolutions. And I posted yesterday, please don't start the new year on a diet. Diets are made up by an industry that are designed to make money. It's a fool's game. They don't work. Don't be on a diet. So instead, change your lifestyle to something healthy.
Correct.
And I said to somebody in the gym today, that we're whole food plant-based, and he was like, oh, that must be so hard.
No, it's not actually.
It's not hard. There's a learning curve, and I've said
Yes.
that to you guys before, that there's a learning curve to this lifestyle, because you have to change the way you think about food. You have to move the computer.
Yes, a little bit.
You can't leave it alone. You just can't.
It's got to be centered.
So here's what I think you need to do to start, and what I've helped people do to start, is first look at what you're eating now and the way you're eating now. Because if you don't understand the way you process food and what you're doing now, you can't change it. So look at like the last 2 weeks, and I know it's been the holidays, but it should give you a good look at how you eat food. So do you eat breakfast? Do you eat lunch? Do you eat dinner? What do you eat for those meals? When are you eating those meals? And are you having snacks? And what I find with a lot of people who do the standard American diet is they don't actually eat meals at all. They kind of just graze all day on processed foods. And when I say processed foods, I mean stuff that you can get out of a package.
Right.
So anything that's in a package, whether it's a candy bar, a granola bar, a power bar, anything like that, packaged food. Thank you, Laura. So think about how you're eating now. Write that down, because once you understand how you're eating, then you can think about how you're going to change it over. And then start, with one meal, or start with one day, and start picking things that you can change over. And if you're making something already, how can you make that whole food plant-based? And what I've found is that most recipes, as long as they're not loaded with meat and cheese, can be adapted to being whole food. If they have both meat and cheese, it's hard to switch them over. Not impossible, because I make a lasagna that's vegan lasagna that's really good.
Yes, it is.
So thank you, Victoria. So take what you have now and look at, can you switch it over? Can you put beans or lentils or peas in it instead of a meat protein? And just change it that way. But all of the spices you use currently, you can continue to use.
Correct.
So
yeah.
it's not as hard as you think it is.
Sorry for all the beeping.
You got a lot of beeping, you're a lot of wiggling, a lot of not talking to them because I'm talking.
Right. Plus, I'm also actually making my breakfast when usually it's already.
Yeah, and I'm not.
done.
I'll make mine when we get done.
Right.
So, thank you so much. So what are your thoughts about how to get started? I know for you, I did a lot of the grunt work about the learning curve, but
You did, yes. You know, I think mainly because of my history with bodybuilding and even playing some semi-pro football that I've always jumped in. So there's never really been well, I'll do this gradually type of thing. You know, I've always been, all right, feet first, let's do it. And when I'm in, let's just do it. So, and I guess, I guess I have a stronger will.
I don't believe in willpower.
Yeah.
I think it's more a matter of you think about food very differently than most people.
That's
do.
true.
Most people think about food the way I think about food, which is it should be yummy.
Right, right.
Whereas Rush just feels like it should be fuel.
And that's what, I mean, to me, that's what food is. It's fuel. You want this,
And
right?
yes, I don't want to eat food that doesn't taste good. So for me, it's important that it tastes good
Right.
because otherwise I just won't. And so that's not really an option. So if you can figure out what you're eating currently and then how you can switch it over to plant-based, that's a good option. The other thing that you can do is start looking at recipes. That's what I did. I started, Googling recipes, and I found a lot of really interesting stuff that I was like, oh, I could try to make that. And be
Right.
willing to try new foods, Somebody told me the other day, over the weekend, we went out, and somebody said, oh, you should try parsnips with your potatoes.
Right.
Never had parsnips and potatoes, but you know what? I'm going to try it because why not?
And with me, I mean, and you know this, is I'm very happy eating the exact same food exactly every single day.
Because you eat oatmeal every single
Right,
day.
right. And to me, like I said, it's fuel, so I don't really think about, the taste and all that.
Yeah, and
Although it does taste good, but I mean, I'm not really that concentrated on it.
Right.
But the fact that I now have somebody who's experimenting with all these different recipes and is saying, try this, and I'm like, okay, I'll try that.
I made taco soup over the weekend.
Right.
I'm not a huge fan. It's okay, but it's not great.
Right, and that's another interesting thing is I'll find things to be very yummy, and she'll find them to be that's too bland or it doesn't have any flavor.
He really likes it. He thinks the
Yeah.
taco soup's good, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I'll make it again. I have a recipe. Tortilla soup.
Yes.
I have a recipe for taco soup that I really like, and the
Right.
tortilla soup
And
I
that's
don't feel
very
like
good.
turned out
Yes,
very
yes.
well. Part of it is, though, too, is it's soup.
Right.
And I don't really like soup. I like stew. So
Yes, that's true.
I did succeed at making soup, and I
Yes,
don't
you
like it. I also made corn muffins with blue corn, which is a little funny because they're a little blue.
They're a lot blue, but they're
They're a
also
lot
very
blue.
good.
The picture of that and the recipe is on the R&R Journey page.
Right.
So if you guys want to see that, you can go check
Now,
that
they
out.
do have maple syrup in them.
They do.
Yeah.
So they're definitely not something you want to add as a staple to your diet because they do have sugar in them.
Right.
Maple syrup, but it's basically sugar.
I'm going to pour that.
And that's really good. Oh, so tell them about why you're drinking tea rather than coffee.
Oh, geez, it's a sad tale.
It's a sad tale. He switched from coffee to tea because over the weekend we were doing some research about coffee and the acidity and the decaffeination process because he was drinking a lot of decaf coffee.
Right.
So why did you decide to switch?
Well, I mean, first I'll say is I have a very open mind, right? I mean, if you give me evidence, if you show me, statistics or information, data that has a solid foundation to it, I'll listen to it. And what we found out this weekend is that really it's the acidicness of coffee that basically attacks your bones. I'm trying to make it as layman as I can without getting into the
right. So
jargon.
for your body to deal with acidity, it pulls the calcium out of your bones.
Right, right. And I was drinking easily 40 ounces of coffee a day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit more than that. And even though most of it was decaf, which takes me to a whole nother issue, I couldn't find anything that said decaf has a less acidic value to it than regular coffee did. So I have to bunch them together. Like,
right.
yeah,
Coffee
one's
is
not
coffee.
giving you caffeine, but
Right.
it's not any less acidic than the other. And then you got into the whole thing about how they actually make decaffeinated coffee. That's a whole nother valley to go down.
Yeah. Laura says she quit coffee a while back.
Yeah.
So we're switching he's switching to green tea.
Yes. And for me, so throughout my life, I've gone to where I drank a lot of coffee and then no coffee, and then do that for a long time. And drink a lot of coffee and then no coffee. So it's not unusual for me to say I'm done.
Right.
But yeah, I am mostly done. I think what we're doing is we're going to switch to Robin's method of drinking coffee, which is like once a week.
Yeah, and I switched my coffee to drinking drinking it with almond milk in it rather than the fake cream chemical nonsense. Right. So I mean, it's a constant adjustment. And again, it's what's right. So this is what's right for us. I think we don't maybe say that enough. Okay, be that way. I was using it. He took it away from me.
Sorry. So this is what's right for us. This is our journey. This is what we are doing. And we offer it out to people to take a look at and to judge for themselves.
Right.
For us and then for me, the coffee was or is something I found out is something I need to avoid. So. Okay.
Yes, Victoria, they have maple syrup in them instead of sugar.
Yes, exactly.
And it's raw, organic maple syrup. It's not different the way your body processes it. It's still a processed food, but
it's more of a whole food.
Yeah, I mean, it's still extracted from trees.
Yes,
and the recipe is on the R&R Journey page, so you can go get it if you want to try it. They turned out really well.
They are very, very tasty. Yes.
Let's see if I can show them to you maybe. See, I told you they're kind of blue-green colored.
Yes.
But they're really good.
But that's because you used the blue corn.
Because I used blue corn because that's what we had, yeah.
Right.
But to get started on this, the real choice is just to decide you're going to do it and realize that the learning curve is a learning curve and make it happen. It's, if you want it to be easy and magic, it's not. It's not magic. No. It does take some effort. But I said to somebody this week when he was like, well, that's just so unfair. They are great, Victoria. And I said, you were talking about your health, and is your health not worth a little bit of effort? We're talking about your life. Right. And it was so interesting to listen to him, via text, he was complaining about, it's not fair, I feel like I deserve to eat what I want to eat. Okay, you can deserve that, but you're going to die. It's going to kill you. Exactly. Or worse, you'll be alive for 20 years and miserable.
And I think that's the bigger thing, right? Because, I mean, yes, they can keep people alive for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I guess an individual has to decide whether they want to be alive, where they can be, vibrant and go out and be active in their lives and enjoy life, or they want to be, every time they get out of the chair it hurts, or they can't walk, they can't walk up steps, they can't, just all these things. It's always I can't. Those are options, and so it's which way do you want to live your life? Can I tell you absolutely that somebody who eats, the Western diet's not going to outlive me? I'm sure some will. But I can guarantee you they won't have the quality of life.
Right.
And that's what it's all about to me.
That makes good sense.
Yeah.
So, we're definitely not here to tell you this is what you have to do. We're here to tell you if you want to do it, we'll support you and figure out what that looks like. So, what does she say? Oh, are you? Stopping the sugar.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. If you're going to stop one thing to start off, sugar is a big one.
Yeah, that's a really good place to start, is to start eliminating.
That's the word.
I can't talk this morning. Sugar from your diet. Yeah. And that's not just sugar you add to stuff that you say, oh, this is sugar. And you know what? I have cookies. I showed you. I have cookies. Yes. So sometimes
part of her birthday present.
It is part of my birthday present. But so there is some sugar, but be aware of the amount of sugar that you're intaking. There's so much sugar in processed food.
Yes.
And so many people, put it in their coffee and whatever. So just, if you can cut back on the sugar, that's a great place to start. Right. And just add more plants. Right. Even if you don't change anything else, add more plants.
And be aware that foods that are labeled healthy are usually loaded with sugar. And sugar is a bigger culprit for causing fat and diabetes than fat are.
Because it raises your insulin, and insulin lays down fat.
Exactly.
So it takes sugar and turns it directly into fat.
So just be aware. I mean, a good example is, when I was an athlete, I didn't think anything about drinking Gatorade, right? I mean, Gatorade is the beverage of all athletes. Gatorade's got so much sugar. It's almost all sugar.
And chemicals.
But it's main. I mean, it's just loaded with sugar. So your body can only do one thing with that, and that is go through a havoc inside your system and then store it as fat.
It's not preferable.
I mean, it's quick energy, store as fat. That's what it does. And it's just, I don't know. I don't want to get on the bed. I don't want to go.
Do you want to get on a soapbox?
I feel like I'm going in that direction.
He can get on a soapbox, guys.
I'm telling you. Yes.
So, but add more plants. Like I said,
Yes.
even if you change nothing else to begin with, look at what you're eating currently.
Right.
That's a great place to start. Make a list, figure out what you're eating currently, and then start adding more plants. Because the faster that you can add more plants, it starts squeezing out the other stuff.
Right.
And when I say plants, I'm not saying eat salads. We are not rabbits. You will not live on salad alone.
Exactly.
You need to have, more than that.
Right.
And there are, some people who say, avoid nuts, avoid seeds because they're high calorie. They are, but you need a certain amount. Like we've reached the point now, neither one of us want to lose any more weight.
Right.
So you watch us every morning, like we're dumping ridiculous amounts of seeds into our breakfast. And it's because at this point, we're at our ideal weights and we need the calories.
Right, exactly. And the protein.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The website's come along.
The website's coming along, and we're hoping to launch it before we have we're giving a talk at the end of the month for a group, and we're hoping to have it launched before that.
And I thought of one more thing I'm going to add for you guys. I want to add the notes and quotes that I take when I write down for books and for documentaries we watch. I thought it would be like the Cliff Notes, Robin's Cliff Notes version of all the different references and recommendations we have for stuff that you can try. Or learn from. And so I want to be able to add those to the website, notes and quotes.
So here it is, folks, the green tea.
Ready.
And I'll say, Happy New Year with the green tea.
Yeah, Wendy is saying that sugar bothers her joints too.
Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes you indulge, and then your body's like, really, that was not a good plan.
Right.
So, yeah, when the website comes up, I'm more going to work on having my notes and quotes typed up for you guys. And I'm working on making sure that we at least have the list of the workouts we do and our food every day.
Yeah, the staples.
We may not have the videos all done, but
Right.
we'll do as much as we can. So when that launches, we'll definitely let you guys know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I did sign up for the Whole Food Plant-Based Nutrition Certification class.
At Cornell?
At Cornell. I'm hoping to start the class that starts tomorrow on the 3rd, but it wouldn't let me join that class yesterday, so I have to go find out what happened and if they'll let me. If not, then I'll definitely join the one that starts on the 17th.
Right.
And my friend Monique, who joined us on this our show one Monday evening, she's going to take it with me, so we're super excited to do it together.
She is? I didn't know that.
Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, she sent me a PM yesterday.
Oh, there you go. So you have a learning partner.
Thank you, Victoria. So that's what I wanted to say to you guys. Figure out what you're currently eating. Start adding plants. Start seeing what you can switch over to more plant-based.
Right.
Go ahead.
The only thing else I want to add is along the lines of eating more plants. Eat them first.
Right.
So whenever you sit down to eat, whatever it is, even if you still have chicken, you still have steak, or whatever you're going to eat the plants first. Because what that will do is fill up your stomach and it'll help you to eat less.
It'll give you the volume you need. Because the problem with meat, and we've talked about this before, it is high calorie,
low
volume, and your body can't measure calories. Your body can only measure volume.
Right.
And that's why your body says, feed me more. You didn't give me enough volume.
Right. Exactly. And now I'll stop.
You're going to stop?
Yes.
Have you guys noticed that I try to wrap it up and then he has one more thing to add?
I got one more thing.
I was giving him a hard time about that last week. All right, so are we done?
We're done.
All right. It's my birthday. I'm
it's
super
our birthday.
excited.
That's an all-day celebration.
It's an all-day thing, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that,
go ahead.
And with that, we will say, eat real food, not too much, mostly plants. Have a great
good
day,
one,
guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.